Hi, friends. It's Caitlin. Welcome back to Pink and Main's Facebook or YouTube channel, wherever you are watching from. I'm so excited that you are here. We are going to do kind of a two-part situation today. We're going to be working on two cards that are slightly unrelated, but one is just because I really want to finish a card up with a background that we started on Tuesday. And then I also wanted to play around with showing you how Copic markers look on toner paper. Sorry, and something in my eye. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. I see everybody checking in. Hello, it's so good to see you guys. I love it when you pop into the comments so I know that I have friends here hanging out with me. Okay, so this is the piece of foil that we are using up from last time. So I crumpled it, I shouldn't have, but this was the whole piece, and we definitely could have used the whole piece, but I decided to use the scalloped oval dies, and I cut out a panel from this. So you can see the way that we got this was I had a piece of foilable that is this background that had the flower design on it. And we ran it through with the purple foil. And when we peeled it off, the design kept the foil and it left all of the other foil. So then we took a full color foilable sheet, which was purple, and ran it through so that all of the foil that was left over, the negative space, got transferred onto our purple. So we have this really cool tone on tone. It's got a good like flash to it, but on its own, it's just this really beautiful tone on tone purple floral. And so I wanted to make a card, not exactly like this, but you know, kind of the other half, it's another kind of monochromatic feeling card. So I thought we would wrap that up before we jump into a new project today. So for that card, I decided to grab the Sunshine Days stamp set, and I stamped out this sweet little girl. I have her somewhere. There she is. I have her right here. And then I also stamped and die cut with the coordinating die the Grateful Heart. So, hey, Heather, you are not even late. You did not miss anything yet. We're just kind of recapping and setting out a game plan. So I pulled some other purple scraps that I had in my little cup that I keep up here right next to me. And these purples don't exactly match either, but I like them. And what I'm thinking is to balance out this kind of oval shape is I trimmed this night sky cardstock down to be, let me make sure I'm telling you the right thing, to be 3 3/4 ish by 5.5. So it's just trimmed on one, one direction. And then I also have this piece of scrap that's left over from the year-round dots and stripes. And I also trim that down to be 2.25 by 5.5. And then we're going to put our oval right on top. We're going to make our own little like stack. So let's start off by doing that, and then we'll get our little girl colored. Yay, hey everybody. I'm so excited to see everybody checking in. Going in with my Easy Squeeze glue. That way it gives me a minute to make sure that my cardstock is aligned up how I want it. And I'm working on a side folding A2 card base. I like the stripes side of this up versus the dots, but obviously you could do either way. And I thought about not doing monochromatic, about bringing in some other colors, but I just loved how the other one came out the other day. on Tuesday. So I'm thinking maybe pop up the foil and then we'll just add those two on flat. So I have my foil here. I hope everybody's having a good week. It's almost Friday. Thank goodness for that. I don't know about anybody else, but even though I do all of this fun stuff and I get to be here with you guys and work with Pink and Main and some other really great brands, I definitely still have a normal desk job. And so I, unfortunately, am always looking forward to the weekend. That looks pretty good. All right. So then my thoughts are the grateful heart and then have her kind of right on top, her with her little butterflies that are so cute. So, oh yeah, craft roulette night. And tomorrow is Kathy Zilski, and that's going to be absolutely amazing. Very excited for that. Love her. All right, so let's put down a new Copic coaster. I want to switch it up and do a skin tone that I'm not sure I've done here with you guys before. We're going to take her skin tone a little deeper than I usually go. So I'm going to be doing a 29, 39, 15 in the E's. So we're going to start with our E29. We're going to go in and outline her face. I think sometimes it's easy to get in a rut when I'm picking my colors. So I like to challenge myself to make sure that I am using a diverse range of skin tones. She's got on like little capri pants. So we're going to make sure that her ankles and the bottom of her feet get some color. And so I'm jumping from 29 to 39, which I know seems weird numbers wise. But I promise this is like lighter. The 39 is lighter, and I don't exactly know how that works. Sometimes Copics have, you know, some quirks to them. So I'm just going to start shading and pulling in more of that color. Still leaving the center of her face nice and bright so we don't kind of get too dark or lose our saturation. And then that 15 is going to be my lightest shade. And I'm kind of just doing little circular motions over where those colors overlap to make sure that I get a really nice soft blend. This is one of my favorite combos for deeper skin tones. And I think I want to give her a little, oh, that's why it's dark. There we go. I'm going to give her a little blush, a little color to her cheeks. So let's go R35. And then I'll just go back over it with a little of the 15 to make sure it blends out smoothly. And once that dries, we'll go back in and give her her little eye highlights. So there's her sweet little face. She's so stinking cute. Let's jump to her dress. I'm going to go purple. We're using the same purple combination that I used the other day on Tuesday on the robe. So we're going to go V9. Yeah, I love Craft Roulette too. I have been able to be on there a couple times with Miss Mary. Love, love her. You know, we'll go ahead and do her bow and her leggings while we're at it. So we'll add a little color there, and I want to make these striped with a pink that we're going to bring in. And honestly, thinking about it now, my color should probably be, my shadow should be on the inside of her leg, but oh well, that's how it is for today. And I think that's something important to remember. It's art and it's just paper. Like I'm all for trying your hardest, practicing, you know, getting things where you want it. But if you make a little mistake, don't let it ruin your project. Don't let it ruin your day. And it's really this V15 that pulls in the kind of purples in that foil. So the combination of those to me is really what brings it all together. And then for the pinks, I grabbed RV13 and 11. We'll just go ahead and give her some pink shoes too. She's going to have a really nicely coordinated little outfit. Okay, I'm also going to go in and give these butterflies some little pink wings and maybe some purple bonnets. Just again for continuity's sake. Okay, and then the only thing I didn't grab, of course, was hair colors. So let's give her, you know what, let's change it up. I really like using the E70s with purples because they're very like taupey, purpley brown. So we'll go E79. And this stamp set was drawn and lettered, hand lettered by Mommy Lay, who is the other Pink and Mean live mama out here. And I love her illustrations because her artist drawn lines really help tell you exactly where to color. Like there's always just a couple extra little marks here and there that just help kind of guide me. And I appreciate that. So I'm really using those to my advantage, kind of pulling up from where those little V's come up in her hair, kind of following those artist drawn lines of that hair strand texture. Jump to the 77. Oh, I see a couple more people jumping in. Hey, Beverly. Filling in a lot of this, but still trying to leave some space for my highlights. We're still going to come in with one lighter color, and that's the E74. I'm going to bring in that middle 77 shade for her eyebrows, just because I don't want them to be too light. And let's go ahead and give her little eye dots. So I'm going in with a white gel pen and just giving her that little highlight. A couple little spots on the butterfly. And there she is. So cute. Definitely a little bit of a hair color to go with that skin tone, but I kind of like it. I think it's different. I think it's fun, and I think it will work really beautifully with our background. So don't be afraid to try new combinations. Put that to the side because we're going to need it in a minute. Right? Isn't she just so stinking cute? All right, so my thought was to overlap them just a little bit. So she kind of has that feel that she's like standing on the sentiment. And we're going to add her on flat. So I'm just going to guesstimate that and not hold it up in the middle. Hold it down in the middle. So I can get her in a good spot and then press down to commit. And then we'll go in with our grateful heart sentiment. And this could be a really great, we're at the end now, but it is Teacher Appreciation Week. Pretty sure it's like Nurse Appreciation Week. So if you have a kiddo in your life that is a special, has had, a special connection with a teacher or a nurse, you could always color her up to be your kid. I would totally color her up to be like one of my daughters and send this as a grateful heart to a teacher. So there is foam tape, Heather, under my oval. I promise. We didn't go completely foam tape free. So yeah, so that is this card finished. So just so we can kind of compare them, we have the positive flower foil background, and we have the negative foil image background, two beautiful purple cards. So now that we wrap that up, we are going to, we're going to turn on the Minc to 3. And we are going to play with this. So this is the Floral Love Foilable. It comes, I think, in a set of 4 or 6. And it's so beautiful. So when we foil this, the letters and the outline of the flowers are going to be in foil. And it's a cute look, right? But the flowers themselves are going to be open. And as we did with this background on Tuesday, we went in and ink blended onto that. So you could ink blend these if you wanted to, but I have been playing with Copic Coloring this paper, and you can kind of see this paper has a shine to it. So Copics aren't going to absorb in for the Minc and the 12. As far as I know, Beverly, I'm going to go with no. As far as I'm aware, the plan right now is the mini Minc. If that's wrong, I will find out from Michelle and I'll come back and leave a comment on it. But as far as I know for now, it's just the mini Minc. Probably depending on how it sells. So, but yeah, so Copics normally work in that the alcohol goes into your paper, it combines together, and that's what gives you the smooth blend. When you're working with alcohol ink of any kind on a shiny paper like this, almost like a Yupo paper or a, plasticky paper, it's going to act like the alcohol inks that you see everybody do like the drips and move stuff with. It's going to be streakier. But I want to use that to our benefit and almost make like a stained glass kind of look with this. So that's what we're going to go for today. So this is already heated up and ready to go. It gave us the beef and the green. And so I decided for this stained glass feel, we're going to go gold. So we're using the gold cheer foil. Okay, and so to prep that, I am going to get out my wire trimmer. Putting that down. I want to leave a little lip because I've been having more success with taping. Just a little bit of tape down on the sides has been helping my foil to not wrinkle. I want to leave enough that I can put a little tape. Okay, so we want, when I'm taping from behind, I always want the pretty side down on my foil and the pretty side of my card down. And get some desk tape. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm done using my tapes, I usually stick them on the edge of my desk and I try to reuse them as much as I can. Oh no. What did I do with my carrier sheet? Oh no. Oh, there it is. Ah, got it. Okay. So we're gonna load it so that it's really close to the fold. And we're gonna go fold first. It kind of grabs onto it itself, and then we just let go and let it push itself through. So I'm using a Spellbinders yellow tape, Susan. But I've also just used regular washi and I haven't had any issues with that. So I'm sure there's like a thermal tape that would probably be like ideal to use. But so far, I have not had any regrets using the Spellbinders tape or washi tape. So you want to give this a couple seconds to cool off. And let me grab my little pick. I was trying to think of what we were going to do next week. And then I remembered next week is sneak peek week. And I'm very excited for that. All right, so let's see. Absolutely beautiful. I have one little spot of overfoiling. But if you kind of just like scratch it away a little bit, it's fine. There are a couple little spots on my O too, but I think that's because my paper had like those little dots in it to begin with, and I think that's my fault. So the other cool thing we could do with this now, which we won't, but I will for another time, is this is just cardstock, but you could take that solid foilable toner sheet and put this on there, and now you have, you know, the opposite of this, which is absolutely stunning. And then we have the love and this beautiful gold. So this time we're going to leave the outside white, but color in the inner images with our Copics. So let's go Copic coaster again. I think I want to do kind of like rainbowy, not like straight up rainbow, but like rainbow feeling. All right, so let's do, I'm going to work backwards this time. Normally, you know, I go darkest to lightest. We're going to go lightest to darkest because I want to play with layering up these colors, um, because I know that they're not going to blend. They're going to end up being a little streakier. Right? Like if I hold that up, you guys could already kind of start to see that I'm getting texture just from that one shade. And but it almost gives like that alcohol ink or like watercolored feel. And I really love that. So I'm gonna not just color over all of the gold, but I'm also not gonna like overly stress out about avoiding the foil because yeah, it's still shining gold. There is our pink rose. Hi, go upstairs. No, I need you to go upstairs right now. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Yeah, see, my 25 is not even going to layer. We're going to jump all the way to a 29. And I want to emphasize the center parts and those artist drawn lines on here. Like that. And I want to see what happens if I go over it with that medium shade now. There you go. So now if I go in, when I went in with the medium to begin with, it didn't really do much, but now I can use it to kind of soften the edges. It's still not blending. I wouldn't call it blending. It's kind of diffusing the harsh line between my dark and my light. Like that. It's just so pretty. And you're still getting that really cool gold flash. I love that. All right, so we did pink. Let's do, what do we think? Pink, orangey yellow, purple, pink, orangey yellow, purple, pink, orangey yellow, teal, maybe like blue and then teal, teal and then blue. And then we'll pull in the green in the leaves. Oh, let's do orange and then yellow. Orange, yellow, teal, because I don't want to have to do blue. I don't know why, I just don't. All right, so lightest color again first. I'm going YR04. Like that. Go all the way to our darkest, that YR09. And then going back in with my medium, which is a YR07. You know what, this is a little bit of a bigger jump still to that 04. So we're going to go back in one more time with the first marker. And I'm just going to pull from the outside in. So that way that deeper color isn't taking over. We're just kind of like checking it. Beautiful. And we'll do yellow on the inside and then yellow for this other one. So the yellows might be a little harder. Might have to pull in a little bit of a orange. We'll see for contrast. Let's start with a Y02. So bright. Then I'm gonna go YR19, or sorry, Y19. And a little Y06. Blend that out. Yep, love that. Let's bring in some teal. We'll go BG11. That might be too light. We'll see once we blend in those other two colors. So my darkest is BG49. And the middle is BG23. And then one more time with the 11. We'll do a little more of that yellow, I think, on the inside. Okay, add in some purple at the top. I do like, if I'm doing kind of rainbow colors, to not go in like the normal Roy G. Biv kind of order. I think starting with the pink or the red somewhere in the middle is a fun way to just kind of like change it up. And I think we'll do some BVs instead of um, regular violets, again, just to make it look a little not non-traditional. So my lightest shade for this one's going to be a BV02. I think I need the yellow up there too. Just for continuity. So my darkest is going to be a BV17. Yeah, I was worried that was going to be too much, but I really like it. So kind of flicking out from the center. And the other thing I'm thinking is if any of this ink gets on like the lettering and we want to clean it off, I bet we could just run a little colorless blender over it and it would chill it out a little bit. All right, so taking the 13, blend that out. And then one more time with that lightest shade. Like I love alcohol inks, but they can be, I have to be in the right mindset because they can be a little daunting. They have a mind of their own, right? Like you can't really tell them what to do. And I just feel like this is like the perfect compromise. Right, let's do some like fun break. Do like YG17. You know what? I kind of just want like these smaller ones just being one color. I'll just do all of them in the YG17. I like that. I think it lets the emphasis kind of be on those petals. I'm gonna clean. I want to see what happens if I clean this up with my colorless blender. Yes, the ink comes right off. It's like having a little eraser. So I'm not too concerned about any ink that would have gotten on like the flower foiling. I just want to make sure that my letters are nice and bright. So there we go. There is our fun kind of Copic color alcohol ink. No. So once it's dry, the alcohol ink doesn't move. So I would say like give it a second. Don't just like go in right away, but like the pink 100% is like completely dry and not transferring or smearing at all. So you don't have to worry about sealing it. You can trim it out. You can leave it just like this, put this on a card front, call it a day. I just think it's really fun and a fun way to add in some color and use these in another way. So I think the foil could stand on its own, but if you are like me and you love to color or add some color to something, I think that's a really fun way to do it. So I'm glad that you guys like it. I think it's super fun, super pretty. Oh, yay. Everybody's loving it. That's so good. All right. Well, our time is up. So I just want to Thank you guys for coming to hang out with me. I hope that it was fun to kind of wrap up that first card and then try out this new technique. And definitely make sure that you hit that subscribe button or the follow button if you're on Facebook so that you get notified when I schedule these lives every week. I'm back on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And next week, for sure this time, I double checked my dates, is sneak peek week for our May release. So make sure that you come back next week so that I can show you some new goodies that are coming. It's going to be such a good like pre-summer release. I'm loving it. So until then, I hope that you have the most amazing weekend. I'll see you back here on Tuesday and happy crafting.